Good day everyone, I hope you've had a great weekend. I didn't make any videos on Sunday as well as yesterday, and today I bring you a very important news. I once again want to thank everyone that attended my meeting on Saturday in Paarl. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was wonderful meeting you, and I hope to meet all of you soon, and many of your new friends as well that will be invited to the future meetings. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button and click the bell icon to receive notifications for new videos. I also want to thank everyone that's contributed towards the ongoing support of this channel and the tour that I am currently doing. We are having meetings in Cape Town at the moment. This coming Saturday there will be a meeting in Constantia, and I'm really looking forward to meeting that group of people. In the news now is a story that has been building up and it's now come to a head, and this should be taken seriously, and there's many reasons for that. The people that have been to my meetings, you will understand why. And the headline reads, Ramaphosa could face coup if Zuma is arrested for Zondo inquiry walkout, warns MKMVA's Maphatsoe. And this shouldn't be taken lightly. The ANC's MKMVA warned that there could be a coup d'etat and violence if former President Jacob Zuma is charged. I can assure you of that. Zuma walked out of the Zondo Commission last month without the approval of its chair, Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. The MKMVA also wants greater representation in ANC structures. The ANC military veterans have warned that a coup d'etat could result should former President Jacob Zuma be arrested for leaving the Zondo Commission of Inquiry into state capture. Leader of the Zuma-aligned Umkhonto we Sizwe Military Veterans Association, Kebi Maphatsoe, told News24 on Tuesday, "We are not saying Zuma is special or is above the law. No, but we are saying you are dealing with a person that he was a former president, but also he was a former commander-in-chief of the SA National Defence Force, and he is a patron-in-chief of the MKMVA. So obviously I know their position that they are not going to be happy. And like I said earlier, violence will certainly ensue. I don't know if they'll be successful with a coup d'etat. I don't know how well trained these people are or anything like that, but violence there certainly will be. And many other things will happen behind the scenes. Don't write off the Zuma faction at all. They have a lot more power than most people know. And besides that, they have knowledge that could sink Cyril Ramaphosa very quickly. So it's very much a cat and mouse game at this stage. He said those who love Zuma might react emotionally and hinted that this could result in his supporters overthrowing President Cyril Ramaphosa. Now they'll do this quite easily. Cyril had 2 billion paid for him to be elected at the ANC's conference in 2017. He didn't stand a chance against Dlamini Zuma, and money needed to be brought in from the world powers that pull his puppet strings. So they had to make sure that he gets elected so that he could implement all their New World Order policies. In other countries it happened that there were coups, he said. Maphatsoe confirmed that he thought that this could also happen in South Africa, and he's 100% correct. In fact, it won't take much. I mean, we don't have much of a military or a police force at all. We have a police service at the moment, so I mean, I don't know how much force these people can use. The only people they can fight are innocent people on the streets, like in Cape Town, old ladies sitting having tea and cake, and then you blast them with a water cannon. And I quote, "This happened in many countries in Africa. These things, if you don't treat them carefully and if you have not learned from what happened in other countries, we can't go to that situation in South Africa," he said. So what he is saying is not that he would lead a coup d'etat. He's saying that it would happen. It could happen, and that there would be violence. Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo has requested that a criminal complaint be laid against former President Jacob Zuma. Now this is mere lip service. What is a criminal complaint in any case? Listen, I can tell you these people are so catfoot around each other. This is a very complex situation. It's not straightforward. And these people are playing to public opinion that's been created by the mainstream media, and most people don't have a cooking clue what's actually going on behind the scenes. And if you start getting insight into this, you will actually find all of these exchanges quite amusing, as I'm finding them at this stage. Maphatsoe also warned of general violence during marches by MKMVA members, amongst others by opportunists and anarchists and criminals who might hijack marches, but also by those who are unemployed and genuinely desperate. What he is basically saying here is that these things are already happening. He's very much aware of them, and he's just telling us what is happening with many of the service protests around the country. A lot of these things are so-called hijacked when they're actually very well organized behind the scenes. We are honestly advising as people with experience of security risks, he said. Maphatsoe, who was Deputy Defence Minister from 2014 until last year, South Africans, when they rise up, it becomes difficult to control, with the unemployment rate high as it is. It's interesting that it brings unemployment into a political situation. And then there's another tweet here. Former President Jacob Zuma's decision to excuse himself from the Zondo Commission without asking for permission from the chairperson of the inquiry threatens the rule of law. A very vague statement indeed from News 24. Already people claiming to be MKMVA members are attacking Durban shop owners, mostly foreigners, and leaders of the association have expressed their backing for a growing number of violent and criminal attacks against foreign lorry drivers. We're very much aware of what's happening there. Violence may spill over, and I can tell you that MK still has many weapon stashes around the country. They were never delivered up after 1994, but that's a story for another day. Maphatsoe said this kind of violence might spill over. Once people get into this mood, he calls it, it will spread to the whole country. Now, this is a threat. It's a threat that he's making, and this is a factional threat. So this is basically a Zulu against the rest threat with regards to the factions in the ANC. And when these threats come out in this way, they should not be taken lightly. King Goodwill Zwelithini could step in and actually make a difference here. Maphatsoe said the veterans did not want to focus on a claim of foreign interference that was erroneously included in the statement. In a part of the statement that was retracted but not removed from final versions, the MKMVA says Zondo was placed under severe pressure by several foreign-funded NGOs and other reactionary forces that advise him to press charges against Zuma, and this is 100% correct. I can verify that. Maphatsoe said it was not discussed in the body's National Executive Committee meeting that was held in Durban on Friday, and the MKMVA preferred to focus on the threat of violence arising from the charges, rather than allegations about the foreign pressures. He refused to be drawn into where the assertion might have originated, or if the MKMVA had any proof of such a statement. Maphatsoe was forced to apologize in 2014 when he called former Public Protector Thuli Madonsela a CIA agent and someone who worked with foreign intelligence to destabilize South Africa without being able to prove it and without backing by the ANC. Now, if she was a foreign agent, you should not be able to prove it, and that is the whole point of being an agent. And Nkandla recommendations. This was in response to sending a letter to Zuma asking when he would respond to recommendations in a report about his Nkandla home. Our office did, however, receive training funding from the developmental and foreign aid arm of the United States government, USAID, the very same people that also fund the comprehensive sexuality education in schools for training along with other Chapter 9 institutions, all rotten to the core. The ANC has recently raised concerns about what it considers to be the politicization of some members of the SANDF after a group met with retired Defence Intelligence Chief Lieutenant General Maumela Moyo Matao, himself a former Umkhonto we Sizwe commander. The group submitted documents to the ANC claiming that its enemy was within the party and that it was losing its character of a liberation movement. This is from SANDF soldiers. SANDF head Sali Shoke warned Defence Force members against attending the group's meetings, which some in the ANC fear could be used to plot a coup. Take this seriously. Maphatsoe said MKMVA members were being encouraged to participate in policy discussions in the run-up to the ANC's National General Council, which had to be postponed from June to the first half of next year due to the COVID-19 lockdown. And then there's another tweet here from News24 where it speaks about arguments in the Zondo Commission with Jacob Zuma. He said the MKMVA would push for similar representation in ANC conferences and leadership meetings as the ANC Women's League or Youth League, which are allowed the same number of delegates at conferences as provinces. So they want representation now. Now if they don't get representations, they might just take things into their own hands. They are also allowed to send their president and secretary to National Executive Committee meetings. Now I would like to know who funds them, who keeps the organization going. It'll be very interesting to see how this pans out, but keep on watching the space with regards to this unfolding story. It's not just a story, this might shape the future of the country. I thank you very much for watching this channel. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, and then click the bell icon to get notifications on future videos. Also, if you're new to the channel, please go and watch the video series, the playlist, the first 4 videos in Moments in Time, as well as the Question Everything series, to understand what this channel is about. Thank you very much. Till the next video.